Well, hello again. I was just thinking. Oh, I do that a lot, and I sure get in trouble with a lot of people. I was just thinking, there's a bunch of fanatics running around yelling about the Supreme Court of the United States and how they need to have a uh, ethics deal going on there, and how Congress ought to have control of the Supreme Court. Them judges are just, them justices are just out of control with all of this talk, liberty and stuff. Well, they ain't really talking about liberty and stuff, but I was thinking along that line, that First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States sure isn't doing its job. Because in there somewhere it says, that first one says about freedom of religion, being able to practice whatever it is you want to, and other people being free from you pushing your religion on them somehow. That sure ain't true. Now I was thinking, personally, I got the Bible. Old Testament, New Testament. I got the Book of Mormon, I got the Doctrine and Covenants, and I got the Pearl of Great Price that I reference for my religious affinity. And I also pray a lot. And then we've got the Torah, we got the Quran. Now those two are right out there. Lots of people believe in them. And we hold them sacred. I hold them sacred just because those people, they're sacred to all the people believe in them. And I expect them to have respect for my books. And then we got all kinds of others. There was that, that John Kerry feller. He was up there on the pulpit preaching on this thing. He had a big sermon about the farmers and how they were a major cause of all this greenhouse stuff and everything. And then not too long ago we had that big old prophet that was vice president of the United States that had that thing about an unfortunate truth or something like that. Them fellas, they got all that stuff. And I was looking, and you get back to the Salem witch trials and burning witches, and then you go over, you get into that Spanish Inquisition thing where they was doing all that stuff with the witches and the heretics and everything. And yeah, come on through. Well, you know something. There are far more religions than I thought there was. Why, this green thing they got going with that Thunberg girl and all, that's got some real fancy, lots of material on it, lots of scriptures for them people that believe in that. And this LGBTQ plus, whatever that, has got a lot of stuff printed and videoed and everything stuff on that religion. And there's just all kinds of, and we got to, I have respect for different people's beliefs, but at the same time, they're supposed to have respect for my beliefs. And yet they all got this, they're up in their, right in my face about all this thing. They're in my face about how I'm destroying the planet because I drive a car. They're up in my face because I cook. with propane. You know, that's, well, I like to be able to turn that flame on, turn it off. I like, if I cook a piece of meat over some charcoal, why, I like the flavor of that. You know, you can even put in some corn on the cob. You can put all kinds of things over a flame in a barbecue. Now, let's see, pizza ovens. I was reading someplace where somebody was trying to outlaw pizza ovens. They're trying to outlaw natural gas in the house. Houses and buildings for cooking and for heating and everything. Now, I guess that's all right for the people to believe in it. But it's not all right for me. I don't believe in it. I got my own religion. That's what that First Amendment, that Constitution of the United States of America is all about. Now, it bothers me because, you know, the same people that's putting out this thing that I can't have what I believe, I can't do what I believe, I got to do all this other stuff to save the earth, even though they can't prove it. No, you know, science is a marvelous thing, but I look at this, I look at stuff, the science of them Vulcan stuff is where you patch tires and that. But anyway, you know, them people that study them big old explosives like Mount St. Helens and all that, it's hell getting old because it's tough to come up with a word sometimes. Volcanoes. People that study them volcanoes. You know, they ain't figured out yet how to predict when one of them big fellers is going to blow its stack and cause a bit of trouble around. Then you got all them people that's into all this other stuff. Well, them cosmos guys, them physicists and everything that's taking all them beautiful pictures of those galaxies and everything that's so far out in space with them big telescopes up there roaming around the earth. Oh, man. Them people that study the sun and the stars got it all figured out. Well, they ain't got it all figured out. They don't know. Now that mathematics, you know, I used to watch that show. I got a big kick out of that show, The Big Bang Theory. And that's Sheldon Cooper. And you know all that fancy mathematics. They're working on that board and they got all them fancy things, all them symbols and all for the calculus and all these different kinds of mathematics they use. Then they talk about proving what their theory was. Now, how many of them theories that they got about all that stuff out there in space has been proven? Wait a minute. You want me to prove there's a God with empirical data, and yet you use mathematics as empirical data to prove to me that the greenhouse gases and cow farts and farmers planting crops and all this other stuff is what's causing all these changes in the earth. It's going to bring around destruction of man. Now wait a minute. There's science out there that I've been reading where the Earth's magnetic field is weakening. It's 20% weaker or something like that than it was 40 years ago. The poles are out meandering around on the Earth. They're both headed for what seems to be the same place over in the Indian Ocean somewhere, but that's impossible. So if they both wind up in the same place, something else is going to be going on. There's scientists that are saying The sun can have micronovas every about 12,000 years cycles on them micronovas of the sun, and that's when extinction events happen. Well, they say, well, the last one was 12,000 years ago. No one knew when the one that's going to happen. That's a nice talking about that. That's like throwing flour on a fire and it going whoosh, having a minor explosion. That's why flour mills blow up and catch on fire once in a while. Oh well, I just can't help it. I get a kick out of this stuff. Think about it. We need to control all this religious talk that's going on. We need to control some of the fanatics. Hey, they say I'm wrong. I say, prove what you're yapping about and get off my back and get out of my face with all your stuff about sex, greenhouse gases, and all this other stuff. Let's just try to get along. We're all going to die. Have a good day, and may God bless y'all.